Hello everyone. Myself Mr. Amit Kurtarkar, Department of Pharmacology, KLE College of Pharmacy, Belagavi. So today I'm going to talk about anemia. So anemia is a condition wherein there is a reduced absolute number of circulating RBC in which the hemoglobin concentration is low. That is, the level of hemoglobin concentration in female falls below 120 gram per liter, and in males if it falls below 140 grams per liter, it is called as anemia. So in this diagram you can see the difference between a normal cells and anemic cell. See, in the normal cell you can see the red blood cells or the erythrocytes are in maximum amount, right? So here you can see the white part is the WBC or lymphocytes, and the blue one is the platelets and thrombocytes. In the same way, you can see in this diagram, that is the anemic cell, you can see the number of red blood cells is been decreased. So what is the main role of red blood cells? Its main role will be to carry the oxygen around the body, and that too they also contains hemoglobin molecules which are in millions, which help in binding to oxygen. They also contain many enzymes like lactate dehydrogenase. So basically RBC is important in carrying oxygen and carbon dioxide as well in maintaining the pH of blood. So coming to the formation of RBC, the RBCs arise from the myeloid progenitor cells in the bone marrow, and erythropoiesis is the process of erythrocyte production. So myeloid progenitor cells becomes reticulocytes first, and this path is stimulated by hormones called as erythropoietin. So what this erythropoietin does is, initially the cells are not matured, right? So this erythropoietin hormone will help in the maturation of the cells. So it will turn into erythrocytes, which is a matured cell. It is also called as a red blood cells. So erythropoietin is the true endocrine hormone produced in kidney by cells that sends advocacy of tissue oxygen related to individual metabolic activity. So other hormones that facilitate in RBC production are thyroid hormones and androgens. So here you will see the process how these RBCs are being formed. So reticulocytes are the premature erythrocytes. So the premature RBC, a cell is still capable of limited amount of oxygen and protein synthesis. So the reticulocytes enter the bloodstream 3 days later and mature to become RBC. And here you should know that how it is maturing with the help of the hormone erythropoietin. The mature RBCs circulate for about 120 days. So 120 days is the lifespan of RBCs, after which it is removed from the circulation by the reticuloendothelial system. So the reticular endothelial system includes the spleen and the liver, where the macrophages and monocytes will eat up all the cells which have become older, that is more than 120 days, and clear all the RBC and also clear up the abnormal RBCs. So coming to the pathogenesis, when performing a full blood count or complete blood count CBC, looking at hemoglobin is the first step to diagnose whether a person is having a anemia or not. So first one is the full blood count, and then there is MCV, that is mean corpuscular volume. And anemia can be categorized into 3 types, that is microcytic anemia, normocytic anemia and macrocytic anemia. So what is microcytic anemia? It is caused by iron deficiency anemia, chronic inflammatory disease and thalassemia. Investigation of this type of anemia can be done by iron studies and calculating the Menzer index. So Menzer index can be calculated by taking the ratio, that is mean corpuscular volume divided by the total number of RBCs. The next one is the normocytic anemia. So test done for detecting the normocytic anemia is the reticulocyte count. So it can be either high or low. If it is high, we can term it as a hemolytic anemia, where the hemoglobin content is being broken down by various means, and if there is a blood loss. And if it is less, okay, then we can confirm that there is a it is mainly due to bone marrow disorder, which is also called as a aplastic anemia. Macrocytic anemia is when the hemoglobin is low and mean corpuscular volume is high. This signifies macrocytic anemia. So a blood fill should be performed to differentiate between megaloblastic or non-megaloblastic anemia. So what is a megaloblastic anemia? On the blood fills, we can see large immature RBCs called megaloblasts, also hypersegmented neutrophils. And this finding signifies because if there is a vitamin B12 deficiency, folate deficiency, and drug induced. Then next one, here you can see in this diagram how the normal cell look like and how the megaloblastic anemia looks like. See, in the normal cells, the red blood cells also is is normal, and here you can see the neutrophils is in correct form, right? And in megaloblastic anemia you can see it is in layered forms. Okay, so they are multi-layered forms and they are hyper-segmented. So non-megaloblastic anemia, on the blood film only large mature RBCs can be seen. So this signifies due to alcohol abuse, hypothyroidism, and pregnancy. So another way to categorize anemia is the mechanism of anemia. So this can be done easily by looking at the RBC's life cycle. It can be caused by decreased production of erythropoiesis like bone marrow disorder, that is aplastic anemia, because bone marrow is the main component, main organ, or you can say main site wherein the RBCs are being produced, right? So if there is any problem in the bone marrow, then the RBCs won't be produced in sufficient amount. And if there is a chronic kidney disease, because erythropoietin is a hormone which is being secreted by the kidney. So if sufficient amount of erythropoietin is not being secreted, in that case what will happen? The maturation of the reticulocytes to erythrocytes won't take place. Okay, so there will be some amount of RBCs, but those won't be matured. And even hypothyroidism, vitamin B12 deficiency, iron deficiency, and chronic inflammatory diseases. Another mechanism that leads to anemia is through blood loss. So it can be through gastrointestinal blood loss, heavy periods, trauma, and accidents. So what are the symptoms of anemia? So there are a number of symptoms in anemia. So in case of anemia, you can see the eyes will be yellowish in color. In case of central nervous system, you can see there will be fatigue, dizziness, and fainting. Why is this? Because the oxygenated blood, RBCs are in deficient amount. So the main role of RBC is to carry out the oxygenated blood. When it is not reaching the brain, then you can see some symptoms like fatigue, dizziness, and fainting. And in case of blood vessels, there will be low blood pressure, because the oxygenated blood will be in less amount. And in case of heart, there will be palpitations, rapid heart rate. Rapid heart rate you can see because mainly the supply of oxygenated blood will be less, so the heart will start to pump rapidly, so that more and more amount of oxygenated blood can be supplied to various parts of the heart, or various parts of the body. and then you see there will be chest pain, angina, heart attack because of this rapid heart rate, and there will be enlargement of the spleen. Okay, and then in case of intestinal, there will be change stool color, and there will be muscular weakness. Coming to the respiratory, there will be shortness of breath, and the skin will be pale, and there will be some kind of coldness, and yellowing color will be there in case of skin. So these are some of the symptoms of anemia. So this is it. Thank you.